At some point, you've probably stumbled across Roblox's front page of cash grab simulators and wondered, damn, where all the good stuff at? Don't you worry, I got you. I'm on a mission to find great underrated games on Roblox and give them as much exposure as possible. So, let's get started. SKENGINES, a card-inspired racing game except with trains, cause trains are cool. The concept's pretty simple. Race up to 15 other people and cross the finish line before they do. You got your boost pads, slopes, and drifting, baby. I told you this was Mario Kart. Drifting makes up roughly 40% of what determines how well you place. It lets you make tighter turns and rewards you with the speed boost that can give you that edge on that dude ahead of you. I only say 40% though. Items. They're very funny. Scattered throughout the racetrack are rows of these absolute game changers. Running into them gives you items like the rocket, which you can aim at someone you don't like and laugh as they fly up into the air. Or hell, use it to rocket jump and avoid nearby obstacles. Just keep in mind that you're not always going to get this rocket. Items are 100% RNG based. But speaking of RNG, whether or not you win really does come down to the items you get. There's only so much goated piloting you can do, which is fine. It's part of the fun of the game. SKENGINES has got great potential. The art style is fantastic, and it's already a funny game to play with some friends. My only beef is that there are some dull areas where you're kinda just holding W and waiting for the next turn or item rotation. But again, that's the only gripe I have, so you know I gotta give this the good kid 1, baby. But we can't stay on this track forever, so up next is... I Wanna Be the Tester, an unorthodox platforming rage game that creates difficulty in its own way. Beating the game is super straightforward. Navigate all around the obstacles with your trusty double jump and get beamed up into heaven at the end. Unlike your generic Roblox obby, I Wanna Be the Tester doesn't guide you towards the most efficient route for beating the level. Matter of fact, it actively tries sabotaging you with hidden traps and gimmicks. What's usually the most sensible way of progressing through a particular level is always gonna be the easiest way to die. And unlike its predecessor, I Wanna Test the Game, I Wanna Be the Tester has got some pretty difficult mechanics. The ungodly combination of cleverly placed traps and tight jumps means that you're gonna die a lot. If you like rage games, you're gonna like this game. If you hate them, you're gonna love this one. In terms of Good Kid albums, I'd give this a solid Good Kid 3 with just a bit of Good Kid 2. Moving on. The World Below, a parry-based game taking huge inspiration from Deep Broken, Dark Souls, and Sekiro. Maybe. It don't matter. In its current state, you spawn in, fight people, win or lose, and repeat. Once again, super simple concept, which is great, because the combat itself can get pretty complicated to execute. But let's go over the basics first. You can block, parry, and dodge. Blocking right before an attack lands will instead parry, giving you the upper hand. Now let me just say, a lot of options you got here. You could, I don't know, M1, dash attack, crit, use a spell, or instead feint any of those to throw off your opponent's parry time. But of course, your opponent ain't any different from you. They got these basic options and then some. And this makes for a crazy unique gameplay loop. Whether or not you find a different person with entirely different weapons and movesets don't matter, because everyone adapts anyways, making each fight unique. Speaking of unique, weapons. All weapons have different damage, range, speed, and unique criticals. If changing your weapon changes your basic moveset, then changing your attunement alters your special moves. Pick out your favorite 3 to cook up something that matches your unique playstyle. And don't be afraid to experiment. That's where half the fun of this game is. To sum it up, The World Below looks good, plays great, and has even greater replayability. TWB deserves the Good Kid 4 album. It's fantastic. Play it! But before we move on, we've got to slow things down. I mean, really slow them down. Man, see, this is what happens. TRAVERSAL is a single-player stealth-based game. You've got nothing except an empty room, the ability to seamlessly blend in with your surroundings, and a mysterious opportunity to escape. This game follows a pretty basic level checkpoint system. Sneak past the ops, who aggro immediately when they see you, defend yourself as necessary with various weapons scattered across each room, checking at these checkpoints, and rinse and repeat through each level. Now, when you're approaching these levels, you got 3 main options: silent, loud, and a chaotic mixture of both. Going silent is the mechanically easiest option, but it takes a lot of pre-planning, cause you're not invisible everywhere. Exploit nearby shadows and assassinate any unfortunate victims close to you. Just be careful, cause the ops don't need to see you to detect you. They can be alerted to your presence based on the footsteps you make or the items you throw. Wait, items you throw? Yup, you can use your ops hearing to your own advantage. Bait them into an awkward choke, and... But I know, sometimes you gotta go loud, and you got a couple options for defending yourself. Use your slow, heavy primary that staggers, or a second secondary knife that overwhelms your enemy with quick slashes. If you have neither of these options, you can kick the ops away to buy some time. And I do mean only some time, because they will catch up. Here's when you can parry incoming attacks or shove your enemy away. Just be careful, because the ops got these two tools as well, and taking hits from them ain't the best. At lower health, you move significantly slower. The blows you've taken will manifest as bloodied clothes and a slumped stance. It is minute details like these that make Traversal both a fun and immersive experience. The stealth, combat, and all the mechanics in between come together to make this masterpiece, baby! Pretend I put a transition. Honestly, just give this game good kids cover from the start by Laffy. Fun one-off experience, and you can apparently play with friends, so go on and screw around for a couple of hours on this game. Anyways.